Yeah.
Now, to get into the speaking, did you join Toastmasters? I know you were president of the New England chapter of the National Speaker Association.
Yeah, I was involved in the National Speakers Association, even at the national level.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was. They asked me to run for the board a number of times, but I chaired a number of committees, national committees. And,
that's pretty wild.
But I mean, the takeaway from all of this, Charlie, is somebody who grew up as shy as me would stay in relationships that were so toxic and hurting me physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, I was a wreck. And if I could do all these things, then I don't know of a single person that couldn't do better than they're doing right now. I mean, that's a given.
Right.
I mean, I just, and I get frustrated. I understand when somebody says, I can't do that, because I was that person.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that if you take those baby steps, if you do it a little bit at a time, make positive decisions for yourself. Am I doing the best that I can do today? And one of the things that I really lived by is, what's the one thing I can do today? Just one thing. Doesn't have to be major, doesn't have to be big, nobody has to know about it. But what thing can I do today to get me closer to my goals?
Mm-hmm.
Or to improve me as a person? Or to make me a better parent? Or to improve my life? I mean, one thing. It could be making a phone call, it could be writing a letter, it could be spending time meditating.
Right.
But what one thing?
Gotcha.
And you do that 365 days a year?
You're going to get a little bit better.
People used to ask me, how do you write a book? You know, how do you find the time? I say, can you write 1 page a day? They say, well, yeah, of course, anybody could.
Right.
I say, at the end of the year, how many pages we have? They say 365. I said, you got
There's
a book. You got a book.
It's so funny to hear you say this stuff, because this is all the same stuff Dennis says all the time.
Yeah.
It's the same. I do this with my band students. I say, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant bite by bite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
You're not going to be perfect the first time out. I mean, did I make a lot of mistakes over the year? I've made more mistakes than anybody else.
right.
But that's how you learn. And if you're not making those mistakes, then you're too comfortable, and you're static.
Mm-hmm.
You're not growing.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not
right.
improving. You're not bettering yourself. And if you don't want to, that's fine. You know, I'm not here to place judgment. It's just
Right. I think it's kind of interesting. I've noticed I've made a lot of changes in my life over the last couple of years. And when I talk to someone who says they want to make some changes, I say, cool, what do you want to do? And it's either, well, I want to do this and this and this. And I say, cool, well, what do you need to do to get that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. It's discouraging when you find out somebody that you really like, they're a good person, they're a hard worker, they're a good parent, they're fun to be around.
Yep.
And you say, so what do you want to do? Like, you're not happy with the job that you have. What do you want to do? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you need to find that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to some guys. They're custodians at one of the schools I teach at, and it's fun to talk with them, because they're all like, you can't get ahead, you can't do anything. I'm buying scratch tickets all the time. I'm wasting $20 every time I go to the grocery store. Every time I get gas, I take another $20 and I give it to them. And it's funny to talk with them, because they're like, with me, they see me and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm teaching some classes here. I'm doing a stand-up comedy workshop here, or I'm going into Boston to do stand-up comedy. They're like, how do you find the energy to do that? I'm like, I enjoy doing these things. It's not about having to find energy to do it. It's something I like to do when I get something.
Energy.
It does give you energy. It really does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So hearing these guys say that they're not happy with their job, you say, what do you want to do? It's like, I want to go fishing. All right, how can you turn fishing into a job? I don't know. Okay, well,
figure it out.
Right.
How have other people done it? Look at the people on TV. You watch them fish. They sit there fishing.
Right.
But people use creativity. But I don't know if you knew. I wrote a book called "What Do You Want to Be When You Grow Up?"
I did know this.
Yes, and it's a workbook to help people figure out what it is they want. Because too many adults don't know what they want. And they will say to you, but I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Right, and you look at them, you're like, dude, you're past the growing up age.
Well, I hope not. I hope we're all still growing up. I hope the inner child comes out every once in a while. But, you know, it's all about going through the process. We've all had experiences in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We've all had times when we have felt alive, and, you know, oh, that was really fun. Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
Figure out why. You know, why was that fun for you? Was it because you were interacting with people? Was it because you were learning something new? Was it because you were trying something that you had never tried before, and as hard as it was, you finally got it? You know, what is it? I used to do this as a workshop, and I remember what I would do is have them do the map of their life, all the important things that happened in their lives, and then have a partner and say, this is why I put this down, and this is why I put that down, and this is what it meant to me. And the partner questioning them on it, and usually the partner could see something that the person themselves doesn't see.
Oh, sure.
And this one, I still remember these two women. One of them had put her first day in school, and then something that happened in high school, and then something that happened in college, and then a time that she took a course in between all this other stuff. And her partner said, it looks like education is important to you. And the light goes off for this woman saying, yeah.
I guess so.
But we don't connect the dots of our lives.
Right.
We don't say, you know, this is what really excites me. This is what's really important. And I suggest to people that they go back in their life and they say, when was I the happiest?
Mm-hmm.
What were the things that happened in my life that were turning points?
Right.
For good or bad, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is your life. And then say, okay, what is it telling me? It might not tell you anything first time around. Share it with somebody and explain to them why these are all important pieces of your life. And then another exercise I have to go through, which is what I went through during my second marriage. I read somebody's obituary. She was only 30 years old. And I said, I'm 30 years old. They would have to write, she was married to an abusive husband who was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And she was married to somebody that abused her by not being faithful to her. That's not how I want to be remembered.
That's not what you want in your
I have
tombstone?
done nothing with my life. How do I want to be remembered? And that's a good way of looking at it. When I die, what do I want people to be saying about me? How do I want to be remembered?
Cool. That's very cool.
And then do it. And then do it.
Right. There's a country song. We're going to wrap it up here, but because we're almost where we need to be.
Okay.
But there's a country song that's called, I think it's called The Dash.
Yep.
And it's about somebody who went to a gravesite, and you know it's not when they're born, it's not when they died, it's that stuff in between.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool. So maybe next time we get together, we can talk about some of the things that you've done, to change the dash in your life.
Sure.
To make it a little more interesting. And I want to talk about your speaking biz and how you got started in that.
Okay.
And I know that having an accountability partner is important to you too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm friends with your former accountability partner.
Yeah.
He said I need to make sure I talk about that.
Yeah. Good.
All right. Well, listen, Margo, this has been a pleasure. We're going to be turning right up here, and this is going to be where we stop. And I want to thank you very much for taking the time and
it was fun.
Riding along with Charllie. This has been a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Margo, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Been a pleasure. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.